Primal Chaos. Hi guys, Primal Chaos here. Welcome to the channel. This one today should be quite fun, I think. This is a recommendation that came all the way from my Discord channel. There was a bit of back and forth, a lot of discussion about this band, who I believe is pronounced HANABIE. HANABIE? I believe it's got an E at the end to just make it sound quintessentially Japanese. The song is called We Love Sweets, and I mean, that can only mean one thing: pure chaos. Now, Primal Chaos is doing his best to avoid the sweets lately. As you can see, if you go back to some of my first videos, I could use some space. You know, we're in a difficult and complex relationship with the sweets lately. So, you know, but this could be just what I need to sort of abate the cravings, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway, before I jump right into the video, I just want to say today's video is brought to you in part by Enchroma Glasses. Enchroma make glasses for people with chromatic deficiencies like colorblindness, protans, deutans, whatever. I wear them every day. That's why I like these guys as a sponsor, because they really sort of, they really are close to my heart in that their glasses have helped me develop a better relationship with color. And as someone who's a bit of an artist, that's worth $1 million to me. So yeah, check them out. If you or anyone you know is colorblind, they're definitely worth going to their website. There's a link in the description. Also, don't forget to check out my merch site. There it is. And I've got everything in there, from band type shirts, hoodies, even shoes, things like that, hats. And that's a really good way to support the channel if you like what I do. So there we go. Let's jump right in. HANABIE. I think We Love Sweets. Here we go. Oh my God, all right. Okay. Hold on. Holy crap. So, I'm going to make some predictions. I think it's going to maintain this intensity for a period, but then there's going to be some sort of kooky, off-kilter, Saturday morning cartoon, funk jam, sort of punk something that, like, in my experience, Japanese bands are really known for, like, really throwing you off the bus as far as your expectations go. And that's my prediction. I think we're going to probably see this transition into something completely chaotic, or, you know, off the beaten track as far as what your expectations might be for something. Because, I mean, so far, this is just like sort of metalcore sort of stuff, you know. Beautifully executed. I love that. I was noticing the guitar riffs are really interesting. And also just the drum mix is kind of interesting too, because they've gone really light on the cymbals, like the hi-hat ride or whatever, you know, is maintaining that sort of, that upper sort of rhythm. And the kick and the snare are right in your face, as you'd probably want them. But it's just interesting. There's not a lot of splashy cymbals. And I wonder if that's to make room for a lot of the other interesting frequencies that are going on, like the melodic guitar parts and things like that, even though they're kind of more low end. Anyway, I'll jump back a little bit. She's got a great voice. Actually, I just want to jump back there. So I don't have a lot of context for particularly like aggressive female vocalists. Obviously, I've done a lot of ginger reactions and stuff, but what I'm hearing here is a little bit similar to Courtney LaPlante in her higher guttural sort of noises, like a fry scream sort of stuff. In that, one thing I noticed about her is she somehow manages to maintain a certain level of timbre in her voice of like a sung note. Like, it's fully aggressive, like the row is there, but there's a sort of underlying sort of like melodic component to it that sort of sounds a little bit more like a natural voice as opposed to just pure distortion. Particularly in those big sort of row sort of notes, you know, you can sort of hear that in there as well as the row. It's kind of like a cool mixture. And you know, that's one of the things I love about Spirit Box is it sounds raw and emotional. It doesn't just sound like random screaming. And I just noticed it there. I think I went you know, you can hear that in there as well as a row, which is cool. I really dig that. It just sounds more meaningful to me. If that's probably the best way I can describe it. But anyway. For a second there, I felt like I was on the weirdest speed dating event that anyone's ever seen. It's like, we're here for the snacks, buddy. Stop talking. Man. Okay, so yeah, okay. What I predicted is kind of coming true. Got a whole different vibe there. It's still aggressive though. Sounds brutal. Or it could be just the guitar and bass vibing. I don't know. Oh my God. You know what? I think I've just unlocked a new thing where I think I just want to go to places. Surely there's somewhere in Japan where you can go and watch chicks just eating candy. Oh man, I'm just living vicariously through their joy. You know what I mean? They look like they're having so much fun making this video. Come on, listen to that. Okay, so what's going on in the vocal? There's so much vocal layering going on there, but it sounds really cool. I am become strawberry. Look, I don't know exactly what they're saying at any one moment, but I did before we started. I went back and I looked up the lyrics. They're in the description of the video. And this song is literally about like just being at war with yourself over your addiction to sugar. And the intensity with which they're approaching it. I'm not sure what line she's singing where, but I definitely feel the energy of it. Oh, riffs are great. Just such raw growls. Damn. Okay, yeah, that was awesome. Thanks again, guys, in the Discord. That was primo. I mean, you guys know I love Japanese bands, particularly female Japanese bands that can really bring it, right? And I mean, I actually just today, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and I showed him Mindset by Guitaric Spin for the first time. And he's more of like a power metal sort of guy and things like that, but just the funk of it and the energy and the chaos, the attitude, it just blew him away. And he pretty much had the exact same reaction I had when I reacted to that video. But you know, no matter how many of these bands I see, I just can't get over how supremely talented they are, how versatile they are musically, and how proficient they are in their instruments. And I mean, I don't know, like, look, I'm a firm believer that everybody who wants to do anything should do it. And And I hate gatekeeping, and I hate people telling people, you know, you can't do something because you're a girl or you're this or you're that, right? In fact, I'm the antithesis of that. I think you should definitely encourage people to follow what they want to do, right? But we all have to admit that as far as rock guitar goes and stuff, the old school way of thinking is it was definitely a predominantly male dominated realm, right? There was very few world-class female rock guitarists that came up through the 80s, 90s and things like that. Now, there are always exceptions, you know, like Nita Strauss is amazing. And, you know, there's a bunch. There's a lot of artists, you know, Sheila E. on drums. Oh, my God, right? Like, there's just, you know, they're everywhere, but they're not seen as much because of there's just so much of like a male, you know, dominant sort of vibe going on, at least up until now, right? And so as an older guy, it still blows my mind every time I see particularly a young girl on Instagram or whatever shredding a guitar solo, or you know, just rocking out with just what appears to be sort of no second thought as to whether or not this is something they should be doing. It just warms my heart so much, and it just makes me feel so impressed with how things are moving. And I mean, I'm sure there's still gatekeeping, and I'm sure there's still people out there who are problematic when it comes to this sort of stuff. And I mean, you know, metal fans, as much as like, you know, you'll often find them to be so warm and engaging and willing to share their love with everybody, all the newcomers. There's definitely smaller communities of people who don't. And they kind of give everybody a bit of a bad name. But anyway, I'm way off topic. What I wanted to say was, I just can't get enough of seeing young, talented women just pursuing such eclectic music with such brilliance. And, you know, the skill level is, you know, I mean, I was saying the breakdown in mindset that goes into the keyboard solo is on par with anything Dream Theater ever wrote, you know, but they're sort of, they're outside of Japan, they're relatively unknown. At least they were to me. I'd never heard of them before I sort of discovered them on this channel. You know, and so what we need, basically this is a really long way of saying more of this, more of this every day of the week, you know? Anyway, guys, thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I had a blast. Don't forget to check out my merch site, primalchaos.com. Also, like, share, follow, subscribe. And if you feel like supporting the channel in another way, you can always use Super Thanks, or you can just buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description to PayPal. I love all you guys. Thanks for sticking around, and I guess I'll catch you on the next one.